Okay,
There,
now I think we're good.
that's up to charm.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and take. How long do you think it's gonna take before somebody calls me?
Um, I'm gonna say about 20 minutes.
I went ahead and I texted my wife, like right before I called you. And I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna be recording a podcast. Please don't call."
Don't worry, it'll be your dad.
No, it's after work hours. Uh, yeah. So before we get into anything, just a couple things we got to talk about real quick. Resident Evil review is coming back because Separate Ways just got announced. It comes out next week, and also next week. Uh, Now the game could be faking me out, and if it's faking me out, then I'm gonna put an addendum on this episode before it comes out. Uh, I got a review code for a game called Eternites, and I'm pretty sure I'm in the final level. Like I think I'm pretty sure I'm at the final part. It gave me a little message saying, "Hey, yeah, if you got anything you need to do, you need to do it now."
Ooh,
Yeah. So next week's episode should be the Eternites review, unless they're faking me out. Uh, I was lucky enough to get a review code. That was one of the games that like I did. It wasn't available for like a request through Press Engine or terminals. I just saw that they had a link for an email address to request if you were like a member of the if you were press basically and you wanted to review the game. And I sent off an email and I was like, "There's no way they're gonna message me back." And then they did, and it's like, "Holy crap!" It was it was a lot like that Plankton meme. Where it was like, I really didn't think I'd get this far. Like she asked for a verification link for my profile, and I was like, yeah, I can have one of those.
damn.
Uh, but yeah, so before we get into the topic of the show, what you been up to this week, buddy?
Back to work.
Back to work.
Yeah.
You've actually been playing a cool little horror themed game. You want to talk about that for a little bit?
I mean, I've been playing Scorn. It's been fun. It's been very interesting. Atmosphere wise, it's amazing. But
Yeah. Oh,
it's
go
so
ahead.
weird.
Yes, it's very weird. I last year, I think it was last year that game came out. It came out on Game Pass, and I tried it for a little bit, and I just did. It didn't click with me at the time. It might click with me when I try it again. Uh, but I remember just seeing a bunch of TikToks of like different things happen in the game, and ooh, you gotta have a strong stomach for that one
Yeah.
because there's definitely some oddities in that game.
Yeah, very much so. Um, I I don't know what the game's going for, like final wise.
Like
But
what
God,
the end goal of the story is.
yeah. But God damn, visually, it's a treat. Especially if you
That's
like
definitely
all that kind of artwork.
by that kind of artwork. You mean penises everywhere?
I'll say vaginas everywhere, but okay.
Oh, there are vaginas everywhere. Oh, okay. I just remember like when I was seeing the TikToks, it was like a lot of stuff about penises.
It's a very I don't know if I don't know how much you follow like HR Geiger's work, but yeah,
I don't really.
it's very much a lot of uh what's it called what I would call like fleshy technology.
Everybody loves some good fleshy technology.
Yeah, but yeah, it evokes a lot of thoughts.
The word that I had to mind was phallic imagery.
That too.
Uh, yeah. So the topic for this week is the whole Unity debacle. Uh, which if you haven't seen, like what Leo, we've talked about it in
Yeah,
the Discord. Uh, but if you're listening to this podcast and you don't know what's going on with the whole Unity thing, it's basically Unity is a game engine. If you don't know if a game that you like was played on Unity, just go ahead and assume that it probably was, because there's a good chance that it was.
Yeah,
Uh,
a lot, especially smaller games. They're usually made in Unity.
well, even like bigger games. Like I was like, because earlier when we talked about doing this episode, I decided to go ahead and look up like what is the biggest games they made with Unity. Pokemon Go was on the Unity engine. Hollow Knight, Cuphead was on Unity. Eternites was on the Unity engine. Sea of Stars, Unity, which a lot of people are saying that's the reason this whole thing happened. Uh, but yeah, so basically, I think it was yesterday this happened. That, or no,
It was
it's probably the day
yesterday,
before.
the day
Yes,
before yesterday.
yeah. Basically, they came out and they said, "Hey, we're going to start putting in a fee for people that cross a certain threshold of downloads." And I think the threshold is 200,000 downloads.
Something like that.
Um, and basically, what they're saying is, after you hit that 2,000th download, every time somebody downloads your game, you're going to get
Even if it's
charged.
illegally.
Yeah, even if it's illegally, which we'll talk about that in a second. Uh, they said that I think the amount, it depends on what type of license you have, but it's either going to be a 15 cent or a 20 cent charge per download,
Yeah.
which it doesn't sound like a lot until you actually look into the math of it, because uh, when the metric first came out, they didn't have any kind of clarification for it. So you got to think about stuff like Game Pass, which brings a lot of people to just download games because why not? It's free.
Yeah.
You take all that into account. You take into account that people pirate games and install them. Uh,
Also, just to add, Epic Games, who like
yeah,
when they gave
Epic.
away the free games.
Yeah. So basically, uh, the that was like the big debacle when it started off, and for Sea of Stars, that was the one we were talking about, because a lot of people are saying that because that is a Unity game that is doing so well right now. Sea of Stars is doing incredibly well, and as rightfully so, because I'm before I got the code for Eternites, I have been playing Sea of Stars review, and that game is so incredible. It is a fantastic RPG. It deserves all the praise it's getting. Uh, but that being said, I had put up an image that they had gotten, like in the first week, they had gotten 250,000 copies sold. So when you, I think when I did the math, it came out around to like that 50,000 would bring up. It was, I want to say it was like 50,000 that they'd have to pay back to Unity or something like that. No, well, no, it couldn't have been 50,000. It would have had to have been like 25,000 or something like that. It was something stupid. A stupid amount of money they're gonna have to pay every time somebody gets their game downloaded, and it's to the point where a lot of developers are like, "Hey, if you don't reverse this, then we're gonna just straight up delist our games because you're gonna bankrupt us with this."
Oh yeah.
Uh, so all of that happened, and then this morning, the people behind Unity released a statement.
Oh, this I didn't
Basically,
hear.
yeah, basically they said that uh, they won't count pirated copies. I'm pretty sure that's part of it. They won't count pirated copies. Uh, if a game is in a charity bundle, they will not count that as an install. Uh,
Yeah, but how are they counting installs? Because
exactly, and that's the point I'm going to get to in a minute here. If it is included in a service like Apple Arcade or Game Pass or PS Plus, their solution to that is they're going to make the company pay for it and not the developer. Which good luck with that. Good
oh yeah,
luck going up to Apple and saying, "Hey, you're gonna pay us this money because there's a game on your service that is using our engine." Apple won't even let Fortnite be on iPhone anymore because they didn't want to give Epic any extra money. You
yeah.
think Apple is going to give you money? It's just ridiculous.
I mean,
And
even like I know Microsoft's usually a lot more lenient in this kind of shit, But Microsoft is big enough company that can just say like, haha, fuck you, no.
Yeah, I mean, Microsoft is a company that straight up took Sony to court and won
Yeah.
not that long ago. Uh, it's just not good. It's not. It's definitely not gonna like. And at the end of this statement, they said 90%, over 90% of users of the Unity engine will not have to deal with this, which is a lie. Uh,
Hmm.
Second off, they said that they will not back off of this. They're going to do this whether anybody likes it or not. Which again, I think they're going to eat those words very soon.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Goodbye, Unity. Nobody's gonna use you anymore.
well, yeah, I mean, there's uh, when I started getting into the the video game review stuff on this podcast, I started to follow a lot of game developers on Twitter just so I can keep in the loop and have somebody to reach out to if I wanted to like review their games and stuff like that, just to
Yeah.
build kind of relationships. Um, and I've seen so many people either saying they will delist their games if this does not get reversed, or they will just straight up not put out any more games in the Unity engine. They will go somewhere else. And
Hmm.
if it hasn't been that, it's been I saw the RPG Maker. They took absolute advantage of this because they put out a tweet saying, "You can come buy our engine off of Steam right now, and after you pay for that, you won't owe us another dime." Completely unrelated to any other news that came out today.
Yeah.
Uh,
You have good sense of
and
humor.
yeah, and the the thing like the thing that just did not make sense to me for a really long time was why would they do this? And then I saw that the reason why they're doing this is because the owner of the Unity engine is the former boss of EA.
It all comes together.
Yeah. Uh, it's just I can't imagine. Like, do you think that there is any way that they continue with this and don't roll this back?
I mean, I can see them continuing just being assholes, but I see, I see like very soon they're just gonna find out like, oh shit, we milked this for all we can, and now basically like this company's worthless because nobody's gonna use our engine. Nobody's gonna trust to use our engine, like even if we roll it back.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that the damage is already done. Honestly, I think even if they roll this decision back, people are going to finish the games that they already have in development. Because
Yeah,
that's another thing. Yeah, there are a lot of that was another thing I saw on Twitter. A lot of people are like multiple years in development of certain of video games that they're making in Unity, and it's too late. It's too late for them to stop and can all the work they've done in Unity to go over to another engine. Like they've
yeah,
got to get their game out so they can get money. Uh, but yeah, I think absolutely after this debacle, I think that people are going to even if it gets rolled back, I think they're going to put out the game they're making currently with Unity, and they will find another engine because that's what I would do if I was a game dev. I'd be like, I don't want to switch engines, but I don't want to get screwed because we've seen that that's a possibility that can happen.
yeah. We're gonna
Uh,
probably see a lot more use of the Unreal engines or the open source engines that are out in the wild.
yeah, and I honestly, this was yesterday, I want to say, but I was listening to a podcast where they were talking about the whole Unity engine debacle, and basically, I think it was. I'm trying to remember the exact analogy they used, but they're basically saying they're saying that since Unreal Engine is the better engine to use right now, they're saying that like just as a
Yeah,
whole, it's the better engine. Uh, and they basically said it's like if an inferior company tried to make. Uh, I honestly can't remember the analogy, but they're basically saying you're not in the position where you could do this and get away with it. Like you are not the top dog right now.
yeah. It's basically like I don't know.
See,
What's bigger?
that's
What's bigger, Target or Walmart?
I I would say they're both pretty big, but I like Target is more expensive.
Yeah, but like Target or Walmart, which one's bigger? Like
I,
like worldwide wise, money wise.
I don't know. I would think that Walmart's bigger money wise.
I mean, actually, now that I think about it, we have Walmart subsidiaries here, so yeah, Walmart's
Yeah.
bigger.
I'm assuming you don't have Target,
No, no Target. But
but
basically, it's basically Target saying like, yeah, we're gonna start charging even more for stuff. Like it's not like you have anywhere else to go.
I would say you already charge too much.
Yeah, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. What? Which and I am an absolute Walmart. Uh, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm a Walmart whore. Is what I'm saying. I will. I know a lot of people don't like Walmart. My wife's included. People that does not like Walmart. But for me, I a lot of people don't like self checkout. I love self checkout,
Dude, self
and
checkout's the best.
self checkout's the best. I don't want to talk to anybody. I just want to get in. I want to get my things. I want to get out.
Yeah,
It's
it's
like
being
if there's
antisocial.
something, but if there's something behind a glass case that I have to find somebody to get out for me, I automatically think twice on if I need that item or not. Like I just sit there and I'm like, do I really need this?
Yeah.
Uh, but like, okay, so I don't. I would be very surprised if HEB was in Chile. I'm pretty sure it's a Texas thing, but there's a store called HEB, and I live in Orange, Texas, and uh, my wife swears they're cheaper, which they might be cheaper by like a dozen cents on some things. But like for me, I would much rather spend more money to go into a bigger store and be able to use self checkout because when I go to into HEB, sure it's a little like it's a little cheaper, but there are only like there's no self checkout and the lines are always outrageously long. The aisles are all cramped together. I like Walmart and their big aisles where I can just go. If I don't know where something is, guess what? I can open up the app and it'll tell me exactly where it is, or if they even have it, or if they don't have it, and I automatically know. But if I go to like HEB, I'll be like, "Hey, do you have crackers?" And they'll be like, "I don't know. Try aisle three." And I'll go to aisle three, and that's a soup aisle.
Well, I
And
mean, did you try it?
well, I did try. I looked. There was no crackers.
Well, at least you tried.
I did try, and my wife gets so mad. She gets so mad because like what was it the other day? We were she was making me a meatloaf,
Yeah.
and I think we were out of Worcestershire sauce, and she's like, "Hey, can you run to the store and get Worcestershire sauce real quick?" And I was like, "Yes, I can." And she's like, "Just go to the dollar store." And I think, "Nope, not gonna do that." And I'll tell you, I'll tell you why I won't go to the dollar store, Leo. Because, okay, from my house to Walmart, it is maybe I would say 2.5 minutes. There's literally a Walmart within walking distance in my house. To get to the dollar store, it is about 5 to 7 minutes, which does not sound like a big deal. But when you get into the dollar store, again, where is everything? If you don't know, you don't know. They usually don't have the things on the shelves. I don't, do you have dollar stores in Chile?
What?
Dollar stores.
Oh no. What we're infected here with is Chinese malls.
Oh, okay. Well, it's probably the same thing.
It's
Uh,
kind of basically the same thing. Like a lot of stuff was cheap. Was not very good quality.
okay, so yeah, dollar stores. So
That's good.
usually they're not on the shelves. The employees will move everything out from the back, and they will start to stock them, but they will very quickly stop stocking them, and they will just leave things in boxes in the middle of this in the aisles. And then there is one checkout line that wraps around the entire store most times.
Oh wow.
So, yeah. So I like people like well, people. My wife, she gets so mad at me, but I will always go to Walmart. I don't care if things are 20 cents more. I will get out a lot faster if I go to Walmart than if I go to any other store.
You know what? I can understand that.
I shop with a man's mentality. I just want to get into location A and leave location A and get back to my house.
Yeah. Basically for me, it has to have to time stuff because no matter what supermarket I go to, if I go at certain times, it is always full. Imagine waiting
And
like half an hour in line every time.
yeah, and you see where you don't have to do that? Walmart. Ever. I've never had to wait more than 5 minutes in a line at Walmart. Ever.
This is not a sponsor by Walmart.
We're not sponsored by Walmart, but I wouldn't say no. If you want to sponsor us, Walmart, you come right over here. I will be your biggest supporter.
Hey, I'm on the Walmart subsidiary here.
Wait, so you do have Walmart subsidiaries there? Is that what you said earlier?
Yeah.
So
It's called Leader.
Leader,
Yeah.
like Leader.
Leader. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
It's a Spanish word for it, but it's basically the same thing.
Spanish for Walmart.
Sure. Let's go with that.
Spanish for convenience. I'll make it. I'll make new slogans for Walmart. I'll just like go and I'll make commercials where I go to like other stores and I'll just be waiting in line and like see how much it sucks. I get up to the cashier and they're like, "How can I help you?" Ugh. Don't you wish you could just not talk to anybody and go home? Me too. That's why I shop at Walmart. Now, again, we don't have any of these, but I remember like a couple years ago, like it was a big thing where like there were these Amazon brand stores that were like completely unmanned. Where like as you would pick things off the shelves, it would like add to your cart for you, and like you would walk out and like you'd like get to the door or something, and you would scan your card and you'd be done. And like that sounds like a dream to me. Like
That does sound very
nice.
nice.
That sounds like the perfect store where I don't have to deal with anybody. I just walk in, get my stuff, and get out. And like you would think that I would not be so much of an extrovert. I mean, an introvert because like I do shows and I have a podcast and stuff. But like even when I'm doing shows, like people will come up to me like while I'm doing the show, and like as they're walking up to me, like I can automatically feel my nerves started to rack it up a little bit. Like I'm just like, oh, I'm about to have to talk to somebody.
Oh, I get you. Like, I work retail. I mean, I basically serve rooms to people, and you would consider I have to be very social for that. I'm not.
Yeah, and this is gonna be like I've actually got a story that I don't think I've told on this podcast. There was okay, so we just did a casino show in last month in August.
All right.
Basically, on night one, how these shows usually go for me are that I will start the show and I'll have like a handful of songs that I play, and then I'll just kind of go off the cuff and I'll just play whatever I feel like playing. Usually it takes people about an hour before they get the the best way to say it, before they're drunk enough to come up to me, and they'll say, "Hey, I want you to play this song."
Freebird.
And you know what? It's only been asked of me once, and I'm surprised by that. But
You're lucky because I'm not at your shows.
and the thing is, I would do Freebird. I would tell them it's acoustic. I can't do the solo, but I can sing it. I can sing you Freebird. But what I got so many times at the last shows, Leo, I was asked, I would say at least 40 times over both nights if I could sing "Man, I Feel Like a Woman" by Shania Twain.
Why? That's so in particular.
It's because I think they just wanted. Do you know that song? Do you know what that song?
Remember that.
Okay.
Shania Twain was very big when I was there.
What about "Fancy" by Reba McEntire?
No, that one's out of my league.
"Jolene" by Dolly Parton.
Oh, I never listened to much Dolly Parton, so I have no idea.
Okay, well let's just take because I was asked to play Jolene, but I did it at the last casino shows, and it just wasn't. It wasn't something that I could comfortably sing. Uh, but basically, uh, "Fancy" is a song about a girl, a young girl, who her family is very poor, but she is a pretty young lady. So her mom dresses her up in a dress, is like, "You're gonna be a little slut for the family. Go make some money." And she sends her out, and her whole family, her mom dies, and like all of her siblings get taken away by the child services. And because she is so good at being a whore, uh, she marries a rich man, and she is high class, and that is as far like. I would not sing "Man, I Feel Like a Woman," but I did sing "Fancy" because somebody tipped me very well.
It's all about the cash, man. It's all about the cash.
And it is all about the cash. Now, I will say, if somebody would have dropped some money in for "Man, I Feel Like a Woman," I would have sang it. I would. Like, people always like they talk about artists like, man, they sold out. And it's like, yeah, well, when you're poor, you will sell out.
I mean, people think badly about it, but we all gotta eat somehow.
Yeah, do you know who Patton Oswalt is? He's a comedian and an actor.
Oh, it sounds familiar, but I can't remember.
He Patton Oswalt. I'm pretty sure his he was. I'm pretty sure he was Ratatouille.
Oh,
Uh, but he had a bit. He's a stand-up comedian. Uh, he has a bit where he got offered to do an obscene amount of, like, he was offered an obscene amount of money. I think it was in Vegas, to go do a show in Vegas. And he said that when he got out to do the show, that the crowd was so drunk that all he had to do was just he said for like 2 hours, all he did was spout out random lines from things that he's been voice act, like just from different movies he's been in. He did different like lines from movies he's been in for 2 hours, and they paid him an obscene amount of money. And he said, if that is selling out, and I will gladly do it again and again and again, because that one show put my kids through college.
totally get it. Also, it sounds like a very fun show. Like even if you weren't drunk.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely, I would do it. I would go to that show.
Yeah, I
But
actually really like hear like voice actors who like. I'm guessing he enjoyed the work if he enjoyed like voice acting those characters. It's like the first thing he saw was like, oh, I'm just gonna do voices.
yeah, uh, but that's a very long-winded way of me saying that my extroverted self, uh, basically, on the first night of these past casino shows, there was this woman who was very drunk, and
Number
keeping
one
in mind,
friend.
yeah, she was keeping in mind. I had a lot of friends that came to the show, and they were all my wife was there, and my mother-in-law was there. They were all sitting and right in front of me, right? This
Yeah.
very drunk lady. She comes up to me and basically causes a nightmare for me for about 20 minutes, because she's like, hey, I can't even remember the song she requested, but it's like, okay, yeah, that's great. I'll do that for you. And I do the song, and I think that's the end of it, right?
You fed them.
She does the song, and then I take a break. So I put down my guitar, I turn the microphone off, and I get up to go talk to all the people that were right in front of me, and I hear, I think it was my mother-in-law, and she's like, hey, you might want to step in on this. And I turn around, and the girl, this woman is sitting at my chair, and she's trying to she's trying to talk into the microphone, and she's like, hey, your microphone isn't working. And I was like, yeah, because I turned it off. And she's like, well, how do I turn it on? I said, you cannot do that because like I have a contract that basically says that I am the only person allowed to be doing the music at this show. Uh, and basically I'm saying, I'm sorry, but I just can't let you do that. And she was like, well, can you sing my friend Happy Birthday and then do this other song? And I was like, yes, I will do this other song. And then she makes the mistake again. My wife is right behind me. She starts trying to hold my hand.
Oh.
And when I say like it's not just like a little like thing where she's like just trying to slip her fingers gingerly into mine. She is like aggressively like manhandling her fingers into my hand, and like I keep letting go, and then she takes it a step further, and she like what's the word that I'm looking for? Like she is like wrapping herself around my arm, and like I am just continuously pulling my arm away, and she's like, hold on, I've got another request." And I was like, "That's great." And she,
Dude.
she keeps doing it, and then my wife comes up, like she's at my other ear, and she's like, "I'm gonna need you to figure this out one way." Get us both kicked out. And I'm like, "Look, I'm doing my best, but I can't fight this lady." And I'm like, "You can't fight her either because I'm pretty sure, like, I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure there's a no fighting clause in the contract." Uh, Basically, I have to get my mother-in-law, and I'm like, "All right, I'm gonna need you to run some interference here." So she kind of pulls this lady off of me, and I have to pretend that I need to go use the bathroom. So I do not need to go use the bathroom, but I just go in the bathroom for 5 to 10 minutes while this whole situation just calms down. I come out, and my mother-in-law is shepherding her away to the other end of the bar, and for the rest of the night, there was 3 hours left of the set, Leo. For the rest of that night, I was always watching for this lady because if I ever saw her, she could have walked up in the middle of the song. I would have set my guitar down and went back to the bathroom.
Yeah, I completely get that.
Yeah, but how about the Unity engine debacle? That's what we
I
were
was,
talking about.
oh man, I was gonna tell you my story.
Oh wait, go ahead.
Oh well, we had this lady who is now officially blacklisted from the hotel and the casino, who basically always liked to act very flirty with you to get shit. So one day I'm just talking with my bellhop, just kind of passing the night away. She just walks up to me on a very with a very revealing very revealing shirt showing a lot of cleavage. She just wraps her arms around my arm. It's like, hey, I just look at her. What the fuck are you doing? Obviously, I didn't say shit because I can't.
Yeah,
But I just look at her, just like, what the fuck are you doing? Oh my god, you're so
pesky,
serious.
pesky rules about employment.
Yeah. Oh my god, you're so serious. And yeah, she was honestly just gonna ask me for a room. And the thing is, like, we're not letting her because she doesn't pay shit.
Yeah. Well, is she at least a good-looking woman?
Kinda. But like, once you know once you know a little bit about her, you're like, no. Basically, this woman like often went to the bar at the casino, got herself fucking drunk, like drunk as she could, and was like flirted with the guys there to like pay for her. When she
Yeah.
didn't, when no, if nobody was able to help her, she called her dad. We're talking about like a 40-year-old woman.
Daddy.
Yes, her dad had to
Uh,
come bail her out.
Dude, it is people like that. I don't know. Like if I didn't have like this sounds childish of me, but it's just the extrovert. No, I keep getting that word mixed up. It's the introvert in me. Uh, if I did not have my wife, I don't know what I would do at these shows because I have like like okay, so I've done a total of 4 sets at the L Bar and LaBarge at this point.
Yeah.
At every single one, I have been aggressively hit on at least once, and like honestly, the introvert in me, if I was alone, if I didn't have anybody at the bar there that was there that like I knew,
Yeah.
I would probably just end up hiding from these people. I would probably just I would like yeah, we can go back up to my room later. Let me just finish this set, and then like as soon as my set was over, I'd make a beeline for the elevators. You can't catch me.
But no, he told me you can go to his room. You gotta give me the key.
Nope. And the thing is, uh, I'm not gonna like I don't know if he wants me to talk about him, but my contact at the casino, he is super cool. I basically had there was a big '80s show with Rick Springfield as the headliner. Do you know who that is?
No, I don't.
Yeah,
Sorry.
his big songs. That song, "I Wish I Had Jesse's Girl." That song.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so he was doing a big 80s show at the casino that night. So what that meant was that before the show, a lot of people were in the bar pre-gaming, and for some reason they thought it was okay to go put their tables up on the area where I was supposed to be setting up my stuff. Uh, so what I did was I went and put my stuff down like in the empty space that was still there, and a lot of people had the good grace to be like, "Oh, they were so nice that I could
Hello?
help them move their stuff. Like, hey, I got to help them figure out." And then there's one table just was like, "Oh, well, we by then," and I was just like, "Prefer if you're gone now," but I didn't say that because I didn't want to be rude. Well, my contact showed up because they before every set they're basically like, "Hey, if you need anything, just let us know. We'll give you whatever you need." And then they also
Yeah.
gave me my meal. Like before every set, they give me a meal voucher, basically to eat at the one of the places in the casino. Uh, so they're handling all this, and then they look over and they see that lady there, and they say, "So what's going on with that there?" And I said, "Yeah, she was there when I got here. I kind of just told her that they said they're going to move, and so I'm just waiting on them to move." And he said, "Well, if they don't move, just call security and they'll kick their ass out."
Yeah, that's always lovely to be able to do that.
Yeah, and I will say, the guys that work with the artists for the casino, they
Yeah.
they they came in clutch for me at this last show because I'm gonna do this story really quick because I'm almost home. Uh, Basically, I had an issue where my microphone was damaged
Ooh.
after the after the Friday night show. So when I was setting up on for the Saturday show, I didn't notice until I went to plug the mic in and I saw that it was damaged. So I called them, and within 10 minutes, they had went and jacked one of the wireless mics that the main artists use at the casino. It's like, "Here, you can use this. Plug in this big ass receiver here."
Awesome.
Yeah, it came in a carrying case. That's how nice it was.
Oh, that's very nice.
But yeah, so yeah, we're running out of time. But if you have a developer that you like, if there's a game that you know of that uses the Unity engine, download it now. Don't download it after 2024 if you can help it, because if you download it now and you play it now, that's a good way to support them without screwing them over later.
Yeah.
Well,
Also,
anyway,
fuck Unity.
yeah, fuck those guys. All right, guys. So thanks for listening, Leo. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time.
See you next time, buddy.